I took the Skillshare class Digital Marketing for Writers, planning a successful book release, and this is my review. Welcome, welcome. It's Brandy. And before we get started, I would just like to say thank you for watching. And if you're new, thank you for watching. And you can find us on social media on Instagram at yours_in_writing and on Twitter at yours_in_writing and on Patreon at www.patreon.com/yoursinwriting. Now let's get started. This is our fifth and final installment of Skillshare writing classes, and today it's not really a writing class, it is a book marketing class that has been taught by fellow YouTuber Jenna Moresi. If you're an AuthorTube watcher, then you've probably seen her around. She has some really informative videos and she's pretty entertaining, so go on over and check her out if you haven't. Her class, Digital Marketing for Writers, Planning a Successful Book Release, is a 45-minute class, and it's 12 lessons, including the introduction, and she wastes no time getting into the good stuff, so away we go. Lesson 1 is our introduction, and she goes over what the course is going to cover. So the course covers setting goals, pre-sale, pre-release prep, press kits, pre-sale giveaways, ARC reviews, street team, release day blitz, and promotional opportunities. I must say that had I known all of this information when I published my first book and my second and third books, I probably would have sold way more copies and, of course, in a way shorter time. And I probably would have found the book release part a lot more fun. Everything she's talking about in this class seems to be gold. And it looks like it's really easy to do. It's not too expensive. I think every author, every indie author, and every published author that is traditionally published could probably benefit from this class. So I'm going to say that up front. If you are releasing a book, if you're writing a book and you want to do a launch, I think that this class is a boon. Take the class, take the notes. It's good stuff. So let's go on to lesson 1. Lesson 1, setting goals. Lesson 1, she says that we have to set our goals that are realistic and specific. So when you're planning a book release, you don't want to say, oh, I want to sell thousands of copies and I want to sell thousands of copies in 2 weeks, or I want to hit the New York Times bestseller list and I want to do this and that. You can't set nebulous goals and expect to achieve them. They have to be realistic, number one, and they have to be specific. So a goal to sell 200 copies, that's realistic and it's specific. It's a number and it's not out of this world. If you want to sell 10,000 copies on your launch date, that might be a little more tricky as an indie author, but if your platform is big enough and you have commitment from people to purchase, you probably can. She says the norm for book sales is 3,000 copies in 2 years. So if you're trying to set a goal of 10,000 copies in launch week or even in launch month, that might be a little bit unrealistic. If 3,000 is the norm, then maybe you want to set your goal for 200 copies in a week or 2 weeks, 1,000 copies in the first year, something along those lines, just to maintain the realism and to not be disappointed when you don't hit your goal. There is an assignment at the end of this section of this lesson, and it's to set 3 goals. She says she sets 3 goals when she's doing a launch: a pre-sale goal, a release week goal, and a review goal. In the assignment, she wants you to set one of each and write them down. One of the things that I really, really liked that she has in this class is the pre-sale giveaway. The pre-sale giveaway is an asset to the author as it incentivizes people to pre-order your book during pre-sale. The issue with presale is that a lot of people, including myself, don't want to buy a book that they can't read immediately. They don't want to order something that is not tangible immediately. I'm one of those people who is like, well, I'll order it when it's available. But having presale numbers is helpful to the success of a launch. So you want to give people an incentive to order your book during presale. How you can do that is a presale giveaway contest. Whenever someone orders a book during your presale, they're automatically entered to win in the contest. You can create a sign-up sheet, and Jenna stresses Google Forms. For the giveaway, you'll ask for the entrant's name, email, proof of purchase, and mailing address. And their proof of purchase would be the receipt that they got from Amazon or from whatever presale platform you're using for presale. And so your giveaway, what you're going to do is you're going to have, she suggests having more than one grand prize. So she says up to 3. And then, of course, give out smaller prizes over the duration of the contest. And those can be anything. They can be book swag. They can be mugs. She says candles. I'm not sure who gives out candles with books, but c'est la vie. They're, it's an interesting idea. Bookmarks, bags, other people's novels. So if you have writer friends who have novels or who have books out, that can be part of your presale giveaway. You ask your friends to donate a book to your presale, and that's how you get those books. And swag packs, or you can even offer an extended teaser of the novel. So when people enter and they don't win, they might want to still receive something, and that's where you could give them an extended teaser of your novel. You can send everyone a bookmark. You can send them a consolation prize. A consolation prize would be something like a bookmark or maybe a postcard with your book cover on it, something that is relevant to your book, or maybe even from your backlist, something that, they'll get just for buying presale and entering your contest. The project for this class is to create your presale giveaway, and that is lesson 6. Here she gives you the steps to do that. So step 1 is to set a start date and an end date. And of course, this should be from the beginning of your launch of your presale to the end of your book launch. Then you're going to pick a system. And by system, she means how are you going to conduct your giveaway. Then you're going to pick your prizes. What are you giving away? What is your grand prize? What are your grand prizes? What are your consolation prizes? Are you going to give out smaller prizes and pick winners over the course of your book launch? So 1 a month. How many, if you're picking 3 grand prize winners, how will you be announcing them, etc. Number 4 is to pick your consolation prize. Again, this is your smaller prizes. So are you going to be giving away book swag? Are you going to give away bookmarks, cups, mugs, candles, socks? They should probably be something affordable that's not going to break the bank. And step 5 is to create your sign-up sheet using Google Forms. Detail all the relevant information. So your start date, your end date, your setup, your prizes, your consolation prize, and share them in the project section. Lesson 7 is ARC reviews. ARCs are advanced reader copies, and you want the people that you're issuing ARCs to be people who can help your book be successful. So you want to issue ARCs to people who have a popular platform, people who maybe are bloggers, who have book podcasts, who are on YouTube. They help you to gain exposure to your readers, and this is super important. Also, when you have reviews on your Amazon. It helps you get into the Amazon spotlight, which is helpful because your book is now being shown to readers who might read in your genre and who might be interested in purchasing a book from from you. And readers like books with reviews. Books typically that have less than 25 reviews don't tend to sell as well as books that have more. The more reviews you get, the better. So you're going to want to ask your ARC readers to please write reviews. The problem with Amazon is that Amazon does not allow you to review a book until it is available for sale. So if you've given your ARC readers your books and you need them to review, it's great for them to review it on their platforms. They can even review it on Goodreads. But remind them on the day of your book launch to go ahead and copy and paste their review into Amazon, and that will help your readership immensely. So how do you go about getting ARC reviewers? Well, this is where that Google Forms comes in and another sign-up sheet. So this time you're going to want to get name, email, whatever platforms they're on, and links to their platform if it's just a website, the number of followers they have, and the book format that they're willing to receive. So if they want it in ebook format, you can go ahead and give them an EPUB copy or a Mobi or just a PDF. If they want a physical copy of the book, that might be a little more costly, but it might be helpful in the end to get them that type of copy. You want to choose your ARC readers selectively. You don't want to just give your book out to anybody. There are a lot of things happening right now where people are just asking for review copies of books and they're not doing reviews. They're turning around and selling them online on eBay or other platforms. So you want to be careful about who you're choosing to be ARC readers. At the same time, you want to ensure that you are getting the reviews so that you can have a successful book launch. With ARC readers, you want to give them enough time to be able to read the book, to review it. So give them about 3 months. Start recruiting early. Recruit about 3 months in advance of your book launch so that they have time to read it and write the review. And don't forget to follow up with them to ensure that you have someone who will, do a review of your book. Lesson 9 is your street team. So your street team, which also is an amazing concept that I didn't think of when thinking about how to launch a book, consists of volunteers who are going to help promote the release of your book. So these are people who are going to do what you tell them to do in order to promote your book and find creative ways to do so. The way you go about recruiting a street team is, again, with another sign-up sheet on Google Forms. And this time you're asking for their name, their email, links to their social media or their platform, their follower count, why they're interested in being on your street team, and what their experience is. You want to allow a week or two for responses to trickle in, and the greater your audience is, the more responses you'll receive. The smaller your audience is or your network is, probably the fewer you'll receive. So you might have the opportunity to be very choosy about who you who you let on your street team, or you might have to just take what you can get. So you're going to recruit. Then you're going to choose your members, and some things to consider when choosing your street team members are: how big is their audience? Have they interacted with you before? What is their personal interest to being on your street team, or their personal interest in you or your book? And how enthusiastic are they? Now, you're going to create a street team page, more than likely on Facebook, because it's easy to create a group. So you're going to want to create a group, and that's where you'll interact with your street team. You'll give them instructions. You'll tell them, how to go about promoting your book. And some of the ways that Jenna says to do this is to create a challenge. So, for example, the first week is usually, she says, to read the book. which is perfect, so the first person to finish the book or the first person to say they finished the book gets a prize. Then write a review on Goodreads or on their personal platform and they get a prize. This, whoever does it first gets a prize. Do pre-sale giveaways, contact a blogger about your book, contact their local library and ask them to pre-order the books, things like that. The challenges should be tasks that are not too hard for them to accomplish, but that also help you meet your goal of getting pre-sales for your novel. You should also create a files section in that Facebook group that will house a media kit. And the prizes that you'd give them would be things like gift cards, $10 gift cards to Amazon, or bookish goodies like book bags or bookmarks or things like that. Lesson 10 is Release Day Blitz. This section, in this lesson, she talks about recruiting people to celebrate your release day with you. So again, there's that good old sign-up sheet on Google Forms. You're going to want to get their name and their email address and their platforms. That's basically it. You're going to choose your participants. And here she says, just pick everyone. I mean, there's no reason not to. And these are people that are going to help you celebrate your book launch. And how are you going to do that? You're going to send them a press kit. And then you're going to host an event, probably on your favorite place. Your Facebook, or your blog, your YouTube, maybe on Instagram. You're going to do a live event. And you're going to announce it up to a week in advance. And have fun with it. So you can do things like play games, give away prizes, answer questions. You can do a release day live stream. So this is where you're going to do fun things like have giveaways, do prizes, play games, have Q&A, interact with your readers, with the people that are that you've recruited in your release day live, and have a good time. Lesson 11 is promotional opportunities. The promotional opportunities here, she says, are before, during, and after your launch. So those are things like Facebook Live events, book signings and readings, interviews, giveaways, discounts, and of course your platform. You're going to be putting out, or you're going to try to at least put out more content. So if you're on YouTube, you can do more videos. If you're on a blog, you can do more posts, etc. Your social media, you can do multiple posts a day instead of just your typical one a day, if that's what you do. Or if you do 2 a day, maybe you'd want to do 4 a day. It's really up to you, but you're promoting your book in these events, and by doing this, you're doing this all before, during, and after. So basically your promo starts long before your book release. That's the purpose of promotional opportunities here. If you have a platform, you can promote your book. If you know podcasters, I am a podcaster. I just started the Yours in Writing podcast, is where I talk to indie authors about their books. So if you're an indie author and you're doing a launch and you want to do some promo, go reach out to me and I will have you as a guest on my podcast. And finally, lesson 12 is the course wrap up. In this course wrap up, she tells us about other classes that she has on Skillshare. I think I might look into some of the other courses she has. I think she's got about 5 on Skillshare right now. So that's always something to look forward to, is another class. I think this class was very, very informative and very helpful. And none of this information, well, most of it I knew about, using your own platforms. But as far as the release day blitz, I had no idea about that. I had no idea about how to do a pre-sale and recruiting a street team. That's mind blown. So I would give this class out of 10. it gets a 10 from me, a solid 10, because every single step, every single thing in here is actionable, and it was all new information to me. I have never even seen, I don't think I've even seen these things in blog posts about how to launch a book, how to market your book, things like that. I've never seen any of these ideas. I've seen a few of them, like just as one-offs, but as an entire launch strategy, it's amazing. The class was super helpful, and you'll definitely come away thinking of ways to put every single item in this class to use. I know I am. So check out this class. If you don't take Skillshare classes for anything else, do one class. Do the 7-day. I think it's either a 7-day or 14-day trial that they have going on right now. Sign up and just take this class. It's totally worth it. It's a 45-minute class, and you will come away with jewels of information. That wraps up our Skillshare class review, and I am super, super happy that you stuck around for these 5 videos of Skillshare classes. And if you'd like to see reviews of other online learning platforms, please let me know in the comments. I am considering signing up for masterclass and reviewing the classes that are taught by best-selling authors, commercially published best-selling authors whose books and ideas have been turned into television series and movies and have been serialized. So I'd love to hear your comments. I'd love to read your comments and hear your thoughts about that. I really want to take that Neil Gaiman class. I think I want to take the Joyce Carol Oates class too. So let me know. And please find me on social media at Instagram, yours_in_writing, Twitter, yours_in_writing, and please go ahead and support me on Patreon. I would really appreciate it. The lowest tier is $2, and I'll write you some flash fiction. And that is patreon.com/yoursinwriting. So until next time, this has been Yours in Writing.